Are there any accounts of humans being taken out of their body?
Yes, there are various accounts of humans reporting experiences of being taken out of their bodies, commonly referred to as out-of-body experiences, OBEs. These experiences are often described as a sensation of floating outside of one's physical body and may be accompanied by feelings of detachment from one's surroundings. Many people report having OBEs during periods of extreme stress, illness, or trauma. However, there is still some debate among scientists and researchers as to what exactly causes these experiences. Some theories suggest that they may be related to changes in brain activity or disruptions in the body's sensory systems.
And what do they say happens when they are taken out of their body?
People who report having out-of-body experiences, OBEs, often describe feeling as though they are floating outside of their physical body and looking down on themselves from above. They may describe seeing their own body or surroundings from a different perspective than usual, and feeling a sense of detachment from their physical form. Some people report having vivid sensory experiences during an OOB, such as feeling a breeze or seeing colors and patterns that are not present in their physical surroundings. Others describe feeling a sense of weightlessness or being able to move through solid objects. While the specific details of an OOB can vary from person to person, they are often described as being intense, profound, and difficult to put into words. Many people who have had an OOB report feeling as though it was a significant and transformative experience.
And do any of them claim to have seen themselves, say like laying on the operating table?
Yes, some individuals who report having out-of-body experiences, OBEs, during medical procedures have described seeing their own physical body on the operating table while their consciousness is detached from it. These experiences may include seeing their physical body from a different perspective, such as from above or behind, and observing medical procedures being performed on it. Some individuals have also reported seeing a bright light or a tunnel during their OOB, which they interpret as a spiritual or transcendental experience. However, it is important to note that while these experiences may be meaningful and transformative for the individual who experiences them, they are often difficult to objectively verify or confirm. Some skeptics argue that OBEs may be the result of hallucinations, brain activity, or other factors rather than actual experiences of the individual's consciousness existing outside of their physical body.
So would you say a person's cultural beliefs or spiritual beliefs could be what causes these different experiences?
Yes, a person's cultural and spiritual beliefs may influence the way they interpret and understand their experiences, including out-of-body experiences, OBEs. For example, in some cultures, OBEs may be interpreted as evidence of the soul leaving the body and exploring different realms of existence. In other cultures, they may be seen as signs of spiritual or psychic abilities. Additionally, people who have strong spiritual or religious beliefs may interpret their OBEs as evidence of an afterlife or divine intervention, while those who are more skeptical or scientific may see them as the result of neurological processes or other natural causes. Ultimately, the interpretation of an OOB may be influenced by a wide range of factors, including a person's cultural background, religious beliefs, personal experiences, and worldview.
And have there been claims of people who had experienced seeing God or Jesus?
Yes, there have been reports of individuals who claim to have had near-death experiences, NDEs, during which they saw or interacted with God, Jesus, or other divine beings. NDEs are experiences that occur during a close brush with death, such as during cardiac arrest, where the individual may report leaving their physical body and experiencing a variety of sensations and perceptions. Some individuals who report NDEs describe encountering a loving and benevolent presence, often interpreted as God or a divine being, who may communicate with them and offer guidance or comfort. Others describe encounters with deceased loved ones or other spiritual entities. However, the scientific validity of these experiences is still a subject of debate and investigation. While some researchers suggest that NDEs may be related to changes in brain activity or other physiological processes during a period of trauma, others argue that they may be evidence of an afterlife or spiritual dimension. Ultimately, the interpretation of these experiences may be influenced by a person's cultural or religious beliefs, as well as their personal experiences and worldview.
Is there any specific information when you say other divine beings?
When I referred to other divine beings in my previous answer, I was referring to reports from individuals who have had near-death experiences, NDEs, where they claim to have encountered beings that are often interpreted as spiritual or otherworldly in nature. These beings may take on various forms, such as angels, spirit guides, or entities from other dimensions or realms. Some individuals who report NDEs describe encountering beings that emanate a sense of love and compassion, while others describe more ambiguous or unsettling encounters. These experiences are often described as profound and transformative, and many individuals who have had NDEs report that they have a lasting impact on their beliefs and worldview. However, it is important to note that the scientific validity of these experiences is still a subject of debate and investigation. While some researchers suggest that NDEs may be related to changes in brain activity or other physiological processes during a period of trauma, others argue that they may be evidence of an afterlife or spiritual dimension. Ultimately, the interpretation of these experiences may be influenced by a person's cultural or religious beliefs, as well as their personal experiences and worldview.
Has any of them described the entities from other dimensions or realms?
Yes, some individuals who have reported near-death experiences, NDEs, have described encountering entities or beings that they interpret as being from other dimensions or realms. These entities are often described as having a non-human or non-physical appearance, and may be perceived as having advanced or mysterious knowledge. For example, some individuals report encountering beings that communicate telepathically, while others describe encounters with beings that emit a powerful and profound sense of love and unity. Still, others describe encountering beings that are more ambiguous or unsettling in nature. It's important to note that the scientific validity of these experiences is still a subject of debate and investigation. While some researchers suggest that NDEs may be related to changes in brain activity or other physiological processes during a period of trauma, others argue that they may be evidence of an afterlife or spiritual dimension. Ultimately, the interpretation of these experiences may be influenced by a person's cultural or religious beliefs, as well as their personal experiences and worldview.
And these beings that they encountered, what did they say they looked like?
The appearance of the beings or entities that some individuals claim to encounter during near-death experiences, NDEs, can vary widely. Some individuals report encountering entities that resemble humans, animals, or other recognizable forms, while others describe entities that have no physical form or that seem to be made of light or energy. In some cases, individuals report encountering beings that communicate telepathically or through other nonverbal means, while others describe encounters with beings that emit a powerful and profound sense of love or unity. It's important to note that these descriptions may be influenced by a person's cultural or religious beliefs, as well as their personal experiences and worldview. The scientific validity of these experiences is still a subject of debate and investigation, and further research is needed to fully understand the nature of NDEs and the experiences reported by those who claim to have had them.
It seems like most of them felt love. Have any of them described feeling scared or terrified?
Yes, some individuals who have reported near-death experiences, NDEs, have described encountering beings or entities that are more ambiguous or unsettling in nature, and which can provoke fear or anxiety. For example, some individuals have described encountering beings that appear to be threatening or malevolent, or which seem to be associated with negative or terrifying experiences such as pain or suffering. Others have described encountering entities that challenge their beliefs or understanding of reality, which can be disorienting or unsettling. However, it's important to note that reports of negative or unsettling experiences during NDEs are less common than reports of positive or transcendent experiences, such as feelings of love or unity. The exact prevalence of these experiences can vary depending on a variety of factors, including a person's cultural or religious background, their psychological state, and the circumstances of their NDE. Overall, the scientific validity and interpretation of NDEs is still a subject of debate and investigation, and further research is needed to fully understand the nature of these experiences and their possible causes.
If these experiences are based off of their religious beliefs, personal experiences, and worldview, seems like it's just a product of imagination and not really of an afterlife.
There are different perspectives on the nature and meaning of near-death experiences, NDEs, and whether they reflect an actual afterlife or are primarily a product of psychological or cultural factors. While some individuals view NDEs as evidence of an afterlife or spiritual realm, others interpret them as a complex and subjective psychological phenomenon. One perspective is that NDEs may reflect the brain's response to extreme physiological stress or trauma, and that they are a product of neural and psychological processes that can occur during periods of altered consciousness or reduced blood flow to the brain. In this view, the experiences of seeing a bright light or feeling a sense of detachment from one's body may reflect changes in brain activity, rather than an actual encounter with a spiritual entity or afterlife. Others argue that the subjective and culturally shaped aspects of NDEs are evidence that they reflect a real experience of a spiritual realm or afterlife, and that these experiences may offer insight into the nature of consciousness and the human spirit. Ultimately, the interpretation of NDEs is a complex and multifaceted issue that involves scientific, philosophical, and cultural considerations. While further research is needed to fully understand the nature and significance of these experiences, it is clear that they continue to provoke fascination, curiosity, and debate among researchers, clinicians, and the public alike.
Well, Eden, I want to thank you for all the information on out-of-body experiences here today.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure to provide you with information on out-of-body experiences and related topics. If you have any further questions or concerns, feel free to ask.